It's only one day till the start of the 86th edition of the Tata Steel chess tournament in Wijk aan Zee, the Netherlands. This tournament with such a big history, so many world champions have been playing here, and also this year the world champion Ding Liren is back in action. On this channel I will cover all the highlights of this event, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to be aware of the latest developments of this tournament. Unfortunately, world's number one, Magnus is not there, but another person who will definitely attract the attention from the audience is Hans Niemann. He is world's number 44 with a rating of 2692, and he is not playing in the A group. Unfortunately, that could also have been an interesting place for him, but he is playing in the B group. So we are all curious to see how he is doing there. And just before the start of this event, he had an interview with the Dutch media, with the Dutch press. Some newspapers had some interesting quotes about him, and I have here in front of us the page, the interview in which he shares some interesting ideas on the current state of chess, how his personal life is as well. So I would like to take some quotes from the Algemeen Dagblad, one of the famous Dutch newspapers. And here you can see Hans sitting in front of the Dutch press. One of the very first interesting things he is talking about in this interview with the Dutch press is that he lived in the Netherlands. I think that's something a lot of people actually didn't know, but he lived in the Netherlands for a few years till the age of 7. Interestingly, I also have a friend of mine who was a chess teacher at the time. He gave some lessons in the primary school where Hans went to at that age, and he noticed that Hans was very talented. Of course, no idea how it will eventually develop. But Hans, before the tournament started, he went back to his old town, driving on a bike to see the place where he lived for some years. His parents, they were expats living in the Netherlands, working here. And well, that was of course interesting, and a lot of the interview, it's of course about what happened the last 1.5 year with cheating allegations, with the settlement between Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann. I'm not going to tell you the entire interview, but there were definitely some interesting things I would like to talk about with you. You see here the photo of the famous game between Magnus and Hans, played in St. Louis. And well, Hans is saying that now after the settlement, okay, they are ready to play again. But his quote is that I'm not getting treated in the same way as I'm treated right now. It's impossible to compare the situation now with how it used to be. And well, of course, it has damaged his reputation. Of course, the famous story about the anal beats has been asked about by the Dutch non-playing chess press stuff. So they wanted to know what Hans's opinion is. Well, he couldn't really laugh about it. He said that I hope that people actually understand that it's just a joke. He couldn't laugh about it. He also doesn't feel tempted to join this kind of sensation. He wants to take chess seriously as a sport. And well, so then it's about the tournament in Wijk aan Zee, which he is about to play. And to his own surprise, he did receive an invitation to play for this year's event. Okay, it's for the B group, but he was already very grateful to get his invitation. But asking him about what is he going to play after this, he has absolutely no idea. He doesn't get that many invitations. That's what he has been saying to the Dutch press. And well, it's some of his frustrations you can also really sense in the way he is. He's quite outspoken, of course. So he says that it's very easy to attack people, to accuse people in our sport without taking the consequences, and that also deprived me from a lot of opportunities. So definitely he is suffering from that. That's what he is saying. Also, he just briefly talks about the penalty Magnus received from the World Chess Federation, FIDE, €10,000. He called it a joke. I cannot take it seriously. Of course, that's not a painful punishment for a multimillionaire like Magnus. Then it's also about the possibility of receiving invitations for new tournaments. Of course, tournaments organizations, they'll have their reasons to not to invite me, but it's absolutely proven that I'm not guilty. There's no proof for that he has been cheating in over the board play. That's what he is talking about. You can ask other players, and there is no reason to doubt my quality. But yeah, the reality is that he needs to play in very weak open tournaments to keep improving his rating. And well, that's not something he wants. He hoped that that's gonna change to get more invitations. So hopefully he continues. Hopefully it's a clear sign that my participation here in Wijk aan Zee, a tournament with a lot of status and history, it's a signal to other tournament organizations, because with all these open tournaments, you're not really going to earn anything. And it's actually a stop into the cycle of self-destruction. That's a nice quote. Of course, when you play these open tournaments, it's financially not very attractive for a professional very often, unless you win the first prize perhaps. But of course, it's also a lot of risk involved playing against much lower rated opponents. And especially against these young kids from India or Asia in general, it's not going to be fun, and yeah, that can really damage your rating on the world ranking list. And also, that's what Hans also is mentioning, to play against all these weaker players, you're also not really improving your own level. So in order to become a better player, he really wants to measure himself with stronger opponents. Here you can see Hans sitting in front of the Dutch press in a hotel room in this little village, the small town in the Netherlands. He also mentions that it's very frustrating that you know that you're innocent, but my skin is thick. That's what he said. He is a strong guy, strong character. That's what he says, with a typical American confidence, of course. Everything in life is a lesson. I'm mentally strong, and nothing, but really nothing, is going to take away my passion from chess. I'm not playing for the money or for honor. It's the love of our sport which will win in the end. And he's only 20 years old. He is looking forward to his best years to come between the age of 25 and 35. Talking about the settlement with Magnus, he doesn't really want to go deeper into this topic. Obviously, probably they have some sort of deal there. Cannot talk too much about it. One day they are going to play each other again. Being asked if he is looking forward to meet Magnus over the board again. I'm looking forward to play against the strongest players in the world. I want to become the very best, and who is coming on my way, it doesn't matter. That's a strong statement. So not really looking forward in particular to play Magnus. He just wants to play the strongest players in the world. Whether he is going to become world champion one day or not, well, his answer is very clear. There's no doubt about it. My chess performances, my results, they will do forget about everything else. I will go into the history because of my results and not because of anything else. Well, that's more or less what Hans had been saying in this interview to the Algemeen Dagblad. Thanks for this very interesting insight to this Dutch newspaper. Now you're up to date. Hans gave this interview just 2 days prior to this event. On Saturday, his first game is about to start. 14 players, 13 rounds. It's an all-play-all. Hans is number 1 seeded in the B group, and of course he does have a chance, maybe a good chance even, to win this event. But there are of course other players who are very motivated to play in Wijk aan Zee, and of course also to play against Hans. That's a nice opportunity for all of them. Let's see how this is going to be developing in the next couple of weeks. I will keep you posted. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure that, well, we will also cover, of course, the main games from the Tata Steel Masters, the A group. So let's see what's going to happen. Thanks for tuning in, and I will keep you posted.